Welcome to Rewind the Podcast. What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to Rewind the Podcast. It is the week of love. It's also, I don't know if we've talked about this. Have we acknowledged at all that it's Black History Month?
We should be ashamed of ours. Happy Black
I was the one who brought it up.
History Month to all the blacks.
Yes. Black Woman Coalition, hello. How are you out there? You're on our minds.
Yes. So. Also, all of the blacks who aren't women, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just blacks in general.
Yes.
Happy Black History Month.
We will not erase it here. Let me tell you that much right now. Hey. Who's your favorite, real quick, who's your favorite person to learn about Black History Month? I feel like maybe it's different for you.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey? Okay.
Because I dressed up for her for Black History Month.
Okay.
And I learned a whole
Did you have a little shake and go wig?
I did. I did. I look so cute. And I learned a whole thing about I just remember going, my name's Oprah Winfrey and I live in the Windy City of Chicago.
That's a prophecy right there.
And I did
the next Oprah Winfrey.
And I did it in front of the whole school and it was a whole thing.
I love that.
But no, I also really liked Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Mm-hmm. I loved learning about Rosa. I loved learning about Madam C.J. Walker.
We love Madam C.J. Walker.
Yes, the first millionaire. Tell you what, right there, shampoo. Come on now.
Okay.
And then I also loved learning about Harriet Tubman. Did you know? I mean, you obviously probably did.
Don't get us started on Harriet Tubman with this one.
Oh yeah, everybody say hi to producer Gabe. Gabe, do you want to talk about Harriet Tubman?
She's great.
She's great. She sang the songs.
Wait, no, Gabe, you have to tell them about
You have to tell them. First of all, we listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Okay. I will let you
Babe, we're listening and we're not judging.
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in Indiana.
First mistake.
Midwest, yeah. Very white America. And for...
Laying the groundwork.
Fourth grade, it was fifth grade. We did this Underground Railroad where our class recreated it for the younger kids. And...
That's what I f***ed up.
Yeah, and so this is back when I was fully heterosexual, was dating the basketball coach's daughter, and he did not like me. And so he was our history teacher, and he made me be Harriet Tubman.
Was there blackface?
No blackface whatsoever.
Okay.
Have a do-rag on.
Not a do-rag.
I didn't realize Harriet Tubman wore a do-rag.
Because she did not.
Okay.
And I had a dress.
So he put you in drag.
Yes.
The conservative teacher put the kid in drag.
No, tell them my favorite part. What did you have to sing?
Well, I had to take them around to show them how to pick cotton.
I don't think I ever knew that. Oh my God.
We had cotton fields that they made.
You are lying.
I swear to God. And we had to crawl through cardboard boxes like it was the Underground Railroad.
Not an escape room called the Underground.
Legit, all while I was holding...
Not a lantern.
Fake lantern singing, Follow the Drinking Gourd.
So Gabe's favorite party trick we're all together is to break out in his rendition of Follow the Drinking Gourd.
Follow the Drinking Gourd.
It is hilarious.
I am spiritually connected to Harriet Tubman at this point. Cynthia Erivo in Harriet, the movie. Mm-hmm. I just forgot the song. Why can't I stand up?
Sing it.
Take my people with me. Come on, Harriet.
Harry's like, don't bring this in. Don't bring me into this.
Thank you for that little story time, Gabe.
That was great. I loved that.
I swear no blackface.
But the dress. I loved that.
And the do-rag.
Well, happy Black History Month, everybody.
That was our Black History moment from Gabe.
From Gabe.
From the Midwest.
He'll have something for you next week as well, if y'all haven't taken Spears to his apartment. Anyway, okay, all that to say, speaking of Black History, we are in the midst of some Black History right now because Beyonce won Album of the Year last week. Kendrick swept his categories. Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember the word. Kendrick swept his categories at the Grammys. And then this week, he took it down at the Super Bowl while Jalen Hurts was communicating with Raven through the TV. So let's talk about
it.
The Super Bowl.
Let's start at the top.
Let's start at the top.
The pre-show. Mm-hmm. Fire.
Oh, yes. Boom, boom,
I
boom.
loved it. Loved the band. Mm-hmm. Loved the vibes, the music.
The Ode to New Orleans.
The Ode to NOLA. I will say, the people we were with had a few notes about Harry Connick Jr.
I was one of those people. I will say this is what I equaled it to. It's like Raven's family's out there having a cookout, and then I came in and was like, so how about that Cowboy Carter? Like, that's what it was giving. It was it was like HBCU, these bands, these dancers, and then he was like, it's the town of New Orleans. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, no, we don't. Get off the stage.
I thought he was lovely.
You did, but me and Gabe had a little more to say.
Yeah, he's a New Orleans boy. Those are his people.
There's a lot. So you know who else is a New Orleans boy? Lil Wayne.
Oh, he got the snub.
They could have gotten him to sing How to Love.
That's true. I honestly thought that Kendrick was going to bring him out.
Yeah.
But that did not happen.
No, it did not. He brought out somebody else, but we'll get to that later.
Exactly. So then we had Lauren Daigle and Trombone Shorty doing America the Beautiful.
And you had some thoughts on that.
No, I mean, it was fine. I wasn't blown away by it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a while, so it was good to see her.
She's still around. She's
still
hanging
around.
around doing her Louisiana thing.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like we missed one, and it was... did they sing Lift Every Voice again? There was somebody who sang that we missed it, but somebody sang.
We saw Gaga.
Well, somebody said they sang the Black National Anthem.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
Lift Every
that
Voice,
is
right?
correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I
but we
missed
did
it.
see Gaga, the tribute to basically everything that's been happening in America since the New Year.
Seriously.
And I don't want to say that lightly, but they were like the fires, New
This,
Orleans,
yeah.
not Nashville, Asheville. It was like, oh my God.
But
like,
she was fantastic.
She was.
And then we had John Baptiste. Doing the national anthem, which, I love him.
When he hit the Rockets' Red Glare and just the meat of his voice just shined through, I was like,
love him.
Yes.
Love. So that was great. And then the first half of the football game, I was very much into it.
Raven was giving that little lesbian lady on Twitter. And you know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. You don't know who I'm talking about?
No.
You've never seen that? It's the Butch Queen. Love her. The internet loves her. But it was when they went to the Super Bowl in 2023, the Chiefs and the Eagles, and she was screaming at the TV, and she was like, her girlfriend, wife, I don't know who it was. They were like, she thinks she's part of the team. And she was like, let's go. I was so bored that the Chiefs weren't getting any points.
He was asleep.
I took a little nod off after Gabe made some amazing chili, and
Yeah.
I was awoken to the siren that is Raven Dawson watching a football game.
It was the interception, I think. And I tried to be quiet and I couldn't hold it in.
She was so excited. We were at Gabe's apartment, so the neighbors around probably thought something was happening. I'm going to give you a recreation, but I'm going to pull the mic back. Sorry to your people with headphones. I'll edit it.
That was close to what I did. No, I was super excited. I loved where we went into it. I'm an Eagles girly for this, for all intents and purposes.
Yes.
I was excited to where we were going into the halftime. And then
We had halftime.
we had the halftime show.
We had Kendrick, Lamar, and about 45 dancers all crawling out of an Impala on stage.
We were like, now how did y'all get in there like that?
Literally.
Is that magic?
We saw a tweet that said, for people who said there wasn't a surprise at the Super Bowl, you didn't see 45 people get out of a little car. And I was like, amen.
So should I start the Super Bowl thoughts or do you want to start? Because we have very different perspectives.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm like a Kendrick fan.
You like are
I love
ride
him.
or die.
Yeah. And you're like you know some songs.
I know some songs. I know Bad Blood. I'm just kidding. I knew Loyalty. I didn't know the title. But I enjoyed it for what it was. From an art perspective, there was clearly a form of protest in that whole performance. I loved when he brought out SZA. Serena Williams doing the sea walk over there was fierce, especially when you go back to the lyrics of Not Like Us. The whole stadium. A minor, and then holding it for all 16 notes. I was like, oh my God. I thought that was great. But I will say, I feel like hits he did not play in exchange for other things. So it was not boring by any means, but I was just like, I feel like I would connect to this more if I knew all the deep
songs,
cuts.
yeah.
But overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to think about I loved Samuel L. Jackson, him being Uncle Sam.
I know, that was fantastic.
SZA, I don't mean this as a critique at all. The mic was not on.
No, it was off.
It was very much off, but she was fierce.
And
she was great.
Looked beautiful.
And I couldn't have been more proud of her.
Yeah.
And I love that song.
All the Stars? Oh.
Clearly, all the stars.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I just clearly I love it so
melody-
much I don't know the lyrics.
That
but-
melody was a little off.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's literally how it goes. But let me know all the stars are over.
No, the stars are over.
What is it? All the stars are kosher?
That's it. All the stars are kosher.
All the stars are kosher.
Yes, that's
Look,
it.
I don't know the words, but I know the vibe.
You did good.
So, yeah, she looked fierce. Like I said, Serena. But, yeah, I also love that it kind of had like a little Squid Game look to it, like a little start to play. So, yeah.
I love that.
What about you?
So many thoughts.
Yeah.
First of all, choreography, fire.
Mm-hmm.
The looks were amazing. My standouts were for sure the game reference. And I don't know if you could tell, but it was a controller, like a game controller. It was like an X, a square, a zero, whatever. So I thought that was super creative and artistic. As far as like the political stance goes, I thought he handled it beautifully. I loved the... I'm going to keep it light, and then I'm going to go deeper.
Okay.
I loved visually the American flag, where they're all
from the dancers?
from the
Yeah.
dancers. But I also love the like underlying like gang culture. Those colors mean something to them. And Kendrick is really good about bringing people together. And like even when he did his LA show and they were tying the bandanas together, like bringing together the Crips and the Bloods and everybody and making it very much like I felt like there was a little
double-sided.
there. Thought that was fantastic.
Some double-sided tape to stick together.
Okay. I thought SZA was beautiful. And
Yes.
I mean, she cannot get any more beautiful.
No.
Like, her face
They will arrest her.
in general is just ridiculous. Highlight for me, my girl, Serena Williams.
Yes.
I screamed.
She did.
Screamed.
Like Jalen scored another touchdown or somebody on the Eagles did.
First of all, I aspire to the level of petty of Kendrick Lamar.
And you're not far off.
Don't get cute.
I'm not. I'm getting real.
The fact that, one, she's from Compton, so she's a Compton girl. We love that. And her history with Drake, she was the perfect just like twist of the knife already in. Drake is having another bad day.
Okay, so I will say this. I was on Instagram later that night, and I guess either that night or the day before he had a concert.
And he the bullet holes.
The bullet holes walking out with the smoke. And, you know, people were like, some fans, the ones whose comments weren't limited.
Right.
They were like, oh my gosh, this is creative. They love to see you rise when they think you should fall, all that kind of stuff. And everybody else was like, this is corny.
He's so cornball.
Corny.
Cornball, for
What
sure.
are you doing? And again, I know about the beef, but I don't really follow Drake like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I also love this like trolling of Not Like Us the whole time. Of the like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
I don't want to get sued. You said.
It was just so creative, so great, so fun. His A minor, his little A chain. He just is the moment.
That little freeze frame. When I send you this, it's too late. I'm already doing what I want.
The look right into the lens with the Stay Drake.
Yes.
Like it was just so good. Now on a deeper level,
Okay.
I will say I love the in-your-faceness of Black culture that we're getting right now.
At the Super Bowl or in general?
In general.
Okay.
I think Beyonce is doing a phenomenal job of showing us like Black Southern culture. And in the same way that Kendrick is doing a wonderful, beautiful depiction of Black West Coast culture.
Yeah.
Like it is so, like that was so Compton. Like everything I would think of Compton, I'm not from Compton, I'm from Alabama. But everything,
Hoover to be exact.
everything that I would think it would be,
Yeah.
it was. And I love the fact that like, we're going through a time right now where it feels like people just want us to be quiet. And us meaning any of the marginalized people. Any of the alphabet soups, any of us. Like, you know what I mean? Women, everybody. And it's just so refreshing to see people be who they are out loud in front of everybody. And I think respectfully, white people are used to things being catered to them in media. And the only negative... and
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Idol
exactly.
for
And
the Super Bowl halftime show.
the only negative is the way that I think some people perceive it. because instead of being like, oh my gosh, that was so great, I got to a window into another culture, into another group of people's lives and like their everyday and their style and their music, it's like a negative.
They're in our face. They're trying to turn us. Look at that DEI at the Super Bowl, all that crap.
Yeah, and it's like, I love learning about other cultures and seeing other people and how they express themselves. Yeah. I don't understand where that disconnect is, other than racism.
Yeah. I mean, let's just put the label on it.
Call it a thing. But I just love that for him, and I love that he is so authentically himself.
Well, and the first thing that I thought was funny is I was reading tweets left and right to Raven last night about everything going down. I love following along on Twitter, especially Black Twitter. Don't worry, I never comment, just observe. But when they said the Grammys and the Super Bowl felt like we are on the Kamala timeline right now. Oscars, you better don't it up. Cynthia Erivo gets the EGOT.
Seriously.
Don't give it to Amelia Perez. But all that to say, what did I say yesterday that you thought, all y'all just like busted out laughing? Oh, when I referred to J.D. Vance's... They were like, oh, the president's there. And I go, and Vance. And our friend was like, are you okay? Are you having a stroke? And I was like, that's how you say it. But I will say, it's been really interesting because, again, I have my Facebook, and I don't know why, to watch different things roll in, and then you get on Twitter and you're like, this is what this meant in this performance. This is what he was talking about. I love the way he did this. You get on Instagram, you get people posting stories, and they're like, at the Super Bowl. And then you get on Facebook, and one of our old church deacons at the church I used to go to in my hometown was like, this is awful, most boring halftime Super Bowl ever. They should have brought Tata out. He forgot the vowel. It's supposed to be Tay-Tay. Maybe next year we can have Morgan Wallen. I also love people who genuinely, when they hate the Super Bowl, try to recommend like their friend who plays the local winery.
Baby, they ain't gonna get it.
And they mean it, and like where I'd be like, put me and Raven in there, like we'll host, knowing full well like many steps have to happen.
Correct.
When they're like, oh, Kyle Jim Johnson, he did so good the other night at Half Price Wine Night. We really need to get him at the Super Bowl.
That he has to fund.
Like, what are we doing?
Himself.
I just thought it was really interesting. And even with like Beyonce's win, the vitriol that's coming their way, but also just the love of, like you said, getting to see it displayed on a national scale. And it just made me kind of like resolve, like, there's a lot of people who are like, no, this is why it's important. This is why it's good. And I'm like, I saw somebody say this, Kendrick doing his thing and Beyonce winning, it's for people who understood tariffs. So I'm just going to enjoy it. I don't want this to sound privileged, but I'm not going to try and educate you on why it's great. I'm just going to enjoy it and talk about it with my friend Raven and my producer Gabe over there, who's also my friend. That sounded bad.
I completely agree. I think it definitely shows the divide, but also we're not going anywhere. And the thing about Black people in general is that we're always going to be fly. In no matter what circumstance.
In bootcut jeans.
In bootcut jeans. Listen, during slavery, they were making songs and being creative. That is just a part of who we are. That's a part of our makeup. So, like, get used to it or get gone. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and I love, I've heard Black people talk about, like, even in those times, like, the way you I mean, yes, you can march, you can fight for things, you can advocate, but is just to essentially release your joy. Release the joy, release the rest. I don't know. What? Let me.
Thank you. Okay. That was so good.
I'm giving Harry Connick Jr.
That was so good.
But I like that, and it's just, and I know people are like, wow, you're being happy in this time, like that's a place of privilege. And it's like, no, that's also a way to fight.
That is a way to fight. And listen, for me as a Black, the choice to wake up every day in this system we live in and be happy is a form of protest. And that's how it's always been. Like, this system was not built for us. And the fact that we've been able to create and overcome and excel in a system not built for us to do those things, that is protest within itself. So all our Black creators, artists, doctors, whatever you are, wake up and have your joy.
Yes, literally.
You are Black history.
Gabe, hit it. Stand up.
Nope.
Nope. This is right here. No. Not right here.
I was talking to y'all.
You said this is where you
I was talking to my friends in there. Okay.
Got it.
Okay, one more thing I want to talk about the Super Bowl, unless you don't have another thought.
It's not about the halftime show, but it's about the Super Bowl.
Me too.
Okay, what's yours?
The part that made my blood boil.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to talk about.
Okay, I'm not going to defend Taylor Swift often.
No.
And the reason I don't is because she is a woman of privilege for a myriad of reasons. Whiteness, money, I mean, all the things.
She essentially has, and this is not even meant shadily, but an army of people who are willing to defend her before you ever will.
100%.
So
agreed. And I think there are some things about her that can be critiqued, and I'm fine with that. But for those people to boo her the way that they boo her piss me off.
Oh, yeah.
Because she is just there supporting somebody she loves. And she is not asking to be on camera every 15 seconds. They are putting her in that situation. And the fact that people have so much smoke for her,
it's stupid.
It's stupid.
Also, you have to remember at the end of the day, I know you do, the NFL is a entertainment company.
And it's
so
100%.
them cutting to her every weekend that she's there at one of the games is not her decision.
No.
And they barely did it yesterday because Travis couldn't catch. But
That's another conversation.
Do what?
That's another conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But again, even when she did that, she kind of did that little monkey meme. She looking to the side, and it was just like
it hurt my feelings for her.
Yeah.
Because listen, like I said, there are things to be critiqued, but she did something a lot of people did not do. One being Kim Kardashian and her clan.
What happened there?
She stood up and said, this is who I'm voting for. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm going to do. And there was a lot of celebrities who did not do that. And yes, she is getting backlash for that now from certain people. I think she stood to have a lot to lose. But I respect a person who's going to stand up and endorse something and actually be about something. And so, like, as much as whatever, you can have smoking with Taylor about other stuff, about that, I got her back.
There you go.
That's my homegirl, Taylor.
You said, hey, yes, because baby, now we got bad blood together.
Exactly. And, like, she had no dog in that fight. Like, she could have very well kept her millions, never said a word, and went to bed peacefully. But she chose to use her platform for something positive, and it pisses me off that people are treating her this way. I don't like it.
But also, I'm going to go back to another thing, too. It proves that, as weird as this sounds, who you surround yourself with is who you surround yourself with. Because guess what, mama? Back in October, she sold that stadium out 3 nights in a row. People cheering for her, loving her name. You surround it with a bunch of those stupid men on both sides of those things, and they're boo. Go home and masturbate to a picture of her like you always do.
And that's the tea.
You also hate your own wife, so like, what's her deal? Like, it was a Pacific read.
Pacific.
It was lovely.
Was very Pacific.
I loved it.
But yes, I did not love that. I wish Donald Trump would have stayed at home, but he don't know. He like
advance,
but he loved to go places. And then my number one favorite part of the Super Bowl
was Kansas Chiefs not winning for me.
It wasn't that.
Okay, work.
It was watching Jalen Hurts kiss his black wife in the mouth.
In the mouth? That sounded weird.
Kiss the right. I said, you better go with your black queen. Jalen, you better get your black queen to kiss her in the mouth.
Why do you say in the mouth? That sounds like she like just say he kissed her on the lips.
No, he kissed her right in the mouth, and I said, there you go, black love.
Yes, giving us what Matt James from The Bachelor did not.
Thank you.
Yes.
You gotta go.
That was the revolution that needed to be televised, and it was. And also, he's going to Disney World.
He's going to Disney World. I've been a Jalen Hurts fan. Also, let's just talk about his story for a second, and this is not the point. Jalen Hurts is the perfect example. That is somebody you should show your children, like, this is what you do. When he was playing at Alabama, he was a starting quarterback for years. In our national championship game, he could not move the ball. It was falling apart. Falling apart. So Nick Saban, my favorite coach of all time, put in the backup quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, who now plays for the Miami Dolphins. Is he still at Miami? I can't remember. And
we'll let you know later.
basically pulled Jalen from the game. And for a lot of people, that would break them. They went on the next season for Tua to start over him as a younger player. And then in the next national championship game, he got hurt. And Jalen Hurts had to step up and win it for us.
Jalen Hurts.
And then, correct.
I was going to go, Jalen Hurts got Jalen Hurt, but you're talking about the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he goes off to Oklahoma, develops his craft, works really hard, and he just won the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
And like it just shows
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, girl. It just shows that he just kept at it. He's such an inspiration. I love him. Also, shout out to Smitty, Devontae Smith, who is one of 5 players to have ever won the Heisman, Roll Tide, a national championship at the University of Alabama, and a Super Bowl.
And none for Brittany Mahomes. Bye. And I called you the petty one.
I hope she continues to have the worst day.
Yes. And Travis, that toupee needs to be talked about.
I have never seen someone go from being so attractive to so unattractive so quickly. And Butterfingers over there did not. It was watching Patrick Mahomes get just pummeled play after play, not a blitz in sight, keep it mind. They was just rocking their O-line and getting back to the quarterback. It was the best case scenario.
It really was. I got nervous for a while when they started getting field goals towards the end. I was like, what I don't need right now. It would have been a great game.
Comeback kid.
I don't need a comeback kid. I don't need double overtime where this goes on till 11 o'clock at night.
No, I was ready to go home.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm glad it turned out the way it did. I do get kind of like bored when the Super Bowl is a blowout. But,
yeah,
it's
that's what I wanted.
But well, great, you got it. So, and then she went out there like everybody else who was a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and she ripped down a traffic sign.
I went home and went to bed. I took my makeup off, put a little some under my eyes, and went to sleep.
I love
but
that.
I was happy for them.
I love that. Any other words on the Super Bowl?
I'm excited for next year.
Already. I will say this. I feel like no, who cares?
No, tell me.
I was just gonna say I feel like the culture of like a Super Bowl party growing up was very tied into like where I went to church. That's why I said it wasn't. Cool.
No, that's true.
Like I felt like if you're in a life group,
then they love to have a Super Bowl party.
There's weenies, there's charcuterie and all that.
It's true.
And amongst gay friends, Gabe came through. No, I was
no,
gonna
the chili was fire.
No, Gabe made chili. We had hot fudge sundaes. It was so great. But until he offered his home, this is the one downside of gay people. Don't tell anybody. Everybody was like, I think we're gonna do something else. We brunched too hard, and I was like,
and see, as a football girly,
yeah,
I was like, no, I'm gonna rope these people into this with me because I don't want to watch it alone.
And that is Black History Month.
But also, I feel like I was the only person who watched it.
I love the I've said this before. I love the commercials. I love the food, but I love a communal event, and I loved following along on Twitter. Like, it's just something that no matter in the USA as well. Like everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
And I love that, and it's like you want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I liked that, but it was just interesting to see gay people. You may not like football. Some of you do. I'm not gonna hold that, but let's like have parties. We love to do that, just without the Coke. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on along. I will say.
Moving on along, I will say. Speaking of Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Kanye West.
We got to group them together all the time. Like at this point, I'm like,
it's
girl,
just a
get
segue.
away.
It's just a segue.
No, I know.
I was like,
I was playing into your segue.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to group them together. We do, we can. Okay. I don't know. I just work here.
And she barely does that.
That's not nice. So Kanye crashed out on Twitter. Listen.
What we call it publicity.
This is where I get sticky with it.
Okay.
I never know if it's clickbait and like attention seeking or if he is having a crisis. Mm-hmm. Because we all know that Kanye West struggles with mental health. Mm-hmm. So I never want to like make it like a joke if he is having a crisis. With that being said,
I was about to. I could feel my blood pressure rising.
With that being said, mental health don't make you a Nazi. Y'all not this nigga being a Nazi. Sorry, I forgot. That's my one nigga for the episode. Two niggas, three niggas.
Stop.
No more niggas. Sorry. sorry. What?
I don't. Here's the thing. We started with like the random ones, the random tweets.
Correct.
Like what were some of the random ones? It was
crazy stuff.
Yeah. I don't know.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I saw that he was going off, and I saw some, and I said, I'm not paying attention to this.
Oh no, I read them all.
My thing is I started to see the tweets roll in, and I was like, the quickest way you stop that is to kill the attention,
Right?
Because someone in showbiz thrives off attention,
Right?
And so I said, I'm not gonna really focus on it. You see other people talking about it, but when he was like, did he say he was a Nazi?
Yes, and he said like, yeah,
Like I
and
feel
that
like
we should like be more like put Hitler in this, like he was a genius and all of these things, even though Hitler would have had him exterminated
very quickly,
which I don't understand that, and that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
I can't even. As a person who grew up loving Kanye and like what he meant to us, it just gets more and more devastating as the years go on. I felt like the Nazi comment was too far. And then he made another comment about Virgil, who passed away.
I didn't see it.
And like shitting on him. And like basically he said F him. And this was like one of his close friends. So that's why I
was going
said,
to ask who's Virgil.
He was a designer for Off-White.
Okay.
Again, I never know how to take it, but one thing I can take and say with confidence is it's never okay. To say that kind of, like, it's just not, it's never okay.
I'm going to make this comparison, and this is all off speculation. I am not making a finite. I'm talking about the arguments between two groups of people that we have grown up with in the spotlight.
Correct.
A lot of people have said that Britney Spears is off her rocker, whether it be through a conservatorship, through abuse, through just mental health things on her own. And people have said the same. It's sad to watch like someone you grow up with and they're just kind of spinning around in their kitchen and things like that.
But that's the thing. She's just spinning around in her kitchen, not bothering nobody.
But this is my thing. Even if it is the worst case scenario, she was drugged to the point where her mental health is fried, something like that. She has never put up a swastika.
Nope.
Talked about black people.
Nope.
She's posting roses and fairies, and she's spinning around in her Olive Garden house.
And which she should.
So to add to your argument of if it is a mental health thing, it's like when people get drunk and want to say the N-word.
Exactly.
That doesn't make you do it.
It doesn't.
So what is going on if it's a publicity thing? All the way off.
It's literally.
It's so, and then the T-shirt thing that's been going around as of filming this, where he's trying to sell it on Yeezy.com, and they're like $20 a pop
For a Nazi.
First of all, Kanye
for a
sells
swastika
for literally
t-shirt.
a white shirt with a black swastika on it.
Also, I never realized that X, like the letter X, is a swastika with the
Like from Twitter X,
like
or just
the
in
letter
general?
X in general.
Okay.
Because someone made that comparison about how Twitter became X.
Okay.
And I was like, oh.
Is this a conspiracy that might be correct? A correctacy?
Not a correctacy.
I don't know.
I don't know what to say about Kanye except for never mind. That was not going to be a good joke. Nope.
That's where that's where the folks on the Patreon don't have to hear that one.
Took it too far.
No, I understand. And like I said, I feel even horrible putting them both in that same light because I feel like it's miles
completely
away.
different. Yeah.
I was trying to compare it to the call of
it
mental
was an
health.
example to further your point, which is
There we go.
I agree.
You know I can over-explain.
Yeah.
So all of that to say, too, I hate it. Even the thing we saw at the Grammys, and it, like you said, if it's something to promote a product, I hope that product sells negative amounts of items. Because this is my thing, too. I know with Yeezy, his stuff is more pricey. The thing that also pissed me off just from the whole T-shirt thing, those things are like $20.
Can we also talk about the fact that him and Elon Musk are BFFs?
Out of nowhere.
Is no one worried? I just feel like if anybody I know posted those things, I would distance myself from them.
But also, if you post those things and you're a regular person, aren't you getting arrested? And I'm being legitimate.
I don't know. I maybe you used to.
Maybe.
But if the people in charge agree with you, then I don't know. He literally posted a screenshot of him and Elon's text thread. Like, they are friends. So I just don't understand how that's okay and how Elon hasn't come out and made a comment.
Apparently he unfollowed him.
Especially now that he's in our government randomly, even though he's not even an American citizen. Don't even get me started on all that. But like, I'm like, is no one concerned? And Kim, don't even get me started on Kim, because I'm real off her. Kim does this thing where she toes the line. She never endorsed Kamala. She runs around with Ivanka.
You never can get those two right.
I don't know. I never know who, child. She run around with Ivana all the time. I don't like the way she moving right now, so I'm off her too. So bye.
Okay, T. All that to say, Kanye, get help. Bianca, blink twice. And
love.
Don't do that. Like, let's just talk about, sending love, sure, whatever. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. It makes me want to go wash my legs. That was a horrible
transition. Okay, so Chelsea Handler was on Call Her Daddy.
Mm-hmm. You love Call Her Daddy.
I really don't even listen to Call Her Daddy like that. It's just like on my timeline every week.
I feel like the Rachel Kirkconnell, Matt James thing. You saw some, like Susie Beth Lynn's.
Bethany Joy Lynn. Don't be disrespectful.
No, I couldn't remember her name. You get everybody's name wrong all the time. She was on there, wasn't she?
She was.
I just feel like you are, and that's okay. You're
but what's funny is I don't listen to Call Her Daddy, but I keep up.
I love it. Okay, so what were you keeping up with? Since it wasn't Kim.
Correct. I had to text my white friends because Chelsea and Alex were talking about how when they shower, they wash their hair and let the soap run over their body, and like that's enough. And then they'll wash like the important parts, like pits, kibbles, and bits. Respectfully,
Ew.
I feel like why he say people. There's been this debate online on whether y'all be washing y'all legs. Do y'all have any insight?
Well, I feel like that conversation can go differently because we also have a whole convo of like straight men washing their ass, but that's for a different podcast episode. I feel like I have 2 showers. I'm going to be real.
Okay.
So I have what's called like if I'm going to be busy, I call it the maintenance shower. Some people even might call it like a whore bath.
A whole bath. That's what I'm about to say.
So what I do is I'll wash my hair, I'll wash my face, and then I'll get the Irish Spring, and then I'll wash my pits, my jump, my ass, and then on my feet between my toes. And then like I may like slide up while I go.
I got you.
My everything shower, as the girls like to call it. Hair, face, all that kind of stuff. And then I have, what's it called?
Everything.
No, it's like the gloves, microdermabrasion gloves or whatever. I put those, I lather it up. Every crevice, we're going under the fat. We're doing in between the legs. I'm like doing in between the toes. This may be really aggressive.
No, you better get in there.
I get in there, and then I wash my body off, and then I have the Dove. This is not sponsored. I have the Dove moisturizing
Dove
cream,
girl.
and then I go over everything again to moisturize.
Okay.
After I've scrubbed it to high heaven.
And when you shower, do you use a loofah or a washcloth? White people be doing different stuff too.
So I use the gloves at first, and then when I do the moisturizing, I use my hands or a rag.
Okay.
So I feel like, because I've heard this before, and I was like, one thing you're not going to catch me doing is somebody being like, I just kind of let it run over me. That's not.
Baby, you gotta wash your legs.
Yeah, we're not at Woodstock. It's not a vibe. Like, wash your body.
Okay, Gabe, what about you?
I have 2 showers as well. Because I'm a nurse, if I'll shower in the morning because I have to shower to wake me up. I will do like a PDA shower. I call it pit, stick, and ass, and just kind of like clean, go through my day as a shift as a nurse. Then I come home and that's when I like deep clean, but I do everything. I also have long legs, so that's a lot of dirt to be not washing off.
But like you think about it, like, well, you're a runner, so like you're running through the grass, you're running through all the terrain. I'm not going to go through it. But then like if it's summer and it's rain, like you're getting that. Like you see people who like play sand volleyball or something that's very specific. They have that crap on their legs, and they're like, I just let it wash off. That's just gross.
Okay, well I'm glad that y'all.
But we are also gay.
We're also
That's
gay. We got to
true.
clean. Dish.
Okay,
We clean the inside of our body.
We don't have to go there right now.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you wash the inside too.
Yeah, and I definitely have a whole bath ritual. But then I have like we get in there. I'm a loofah girl. I'm also a glove girl, and I use a rag.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Since black hair, is this up in a shower cap, or do you wash this?
Oh no, this isn't a shower cap. This synthetic.
Okay. Well, I was curious.
Yeah, this.
So I didn't know if there was a way to wash synthetic hair.
I do get my scalp though.
Yeah, you get in there.
But yeah, and we don't have to wash our hair as often.
Yeah.
So
I did not realize girls just did that in general. Like that girls don't wash every day, and then when you condition, you're supposed to get like 2 inches from the scalp.
okay, we don't have to get into this.
No, it's fascinating. Well, look at my hair.
Yeah.
I mean, minus the amazing
Well,
haircut.
I don't really wash the ends of my hair.
Tea.
I wash the scalp, and then I do let it run through the ends, but it don't dry my hair out.
So was the whole point of this Chelsea and Alex don't wash their legs?
They don't wash their legs. They literally wash. It don't sound like they wash their arms either.
Well, they were saying that like when they shave, because they shave quite often, then that counts as them cleaning their legs.
Shaving cream and soap are two different things.
People nasty, y'all, and
That
this
is
is why we
gross.
be having plagues.
That's why we couldn't do 2 weeks to slow the start. Because you didn't wash your legs.
'Cause you don't wash your legs
Chelsea and Alex are
or your
patient zero.
hands.
Well, this is my thing too. You get all the people on social media now that are like, come with me to do my face care routine. You've got 17 things you're doing up here.
And you don't
then
wash
you
your
put
legs.
oils and lotions and all that. You also, to me, I'm like, I know some of that's supposed to be absorbed. You think I could do more of that. But aren't
be
you
dry.
supposed to wash that off at some point?
Girl, I don't know what people be doing. All I know is I knew we was messed up in the pandemic when they was teaching people how to wash their hands. What you mean we teaching people how to wash their hands? What y'all been doing?
Yeah.
Not 2020, you learning how to wash your hands?
Sing your favorite chorus.
I was like, oh, we never get out of this. And now it's 2025, people still coughing. I don't know. I really don't. This is what we doing. I don't know.
That's true. I liked that. I liked that little journey. That was
Yeah.
gross. So, okay, well, let's move on. Speaking of legs, this is the episode of horrible transition.
Horrible transition.
No, let's just talk about it. Did you walk your legs over to the TV and watch Traitors this week?
Do you want me to tell the truth or lie?
I want you to always tell the truth.
Let's
see how good of a traitor you are.
Okay. I watched.
Liar!
No, I did not watch, but I keep up.
You keep up. And you
keep
know
up.
how you kept it this week? I told her.
I'm busy.
We worked yesterday, and I said, did you watch it? And she looked at me and goes, and I said, you didn't watch it. And it was, Gabe can attest
I know, I
to
heard
this.
it was a great episode.
This was probably one of the best episodes of the season so far.
Yeah. Okay, talk me through it.
Okay, so here's what happened. We start, I always want to call him Jeremy. We start, Derek gets
eliminated.
He gets murdered the night before. Danielle's having a crisis of faith because her and Derek played on
Big Brother.
Big Brother together. She's crying. She didn't want to eliminate this person, and Rob and Carolyn are like, pick somebody. So they picked
Derek.
Immediately, we learned from last week, Derek told
Dylan.
he's
For somebody who didn't watch it, I sure do have all the damn answers.
So from last week, we saw Derek tell Dylan, if I'm killed in the night,
You gonna know it's Rob.
you're going to know it's Rob, and he's going to go, oh, they're trying to frame me. Dylan, following with his dumb but cute looks,
He's so cute.
keeps it going, and immediately after breakfast, he walks in there, and he was like, hey, Rob, I just want to let you know, Derek said that if he got killed, it was going to be either somebody be trying to frame you, and I think it's Brittany. And I was like, you are so dumb.
They're the worst game players. It makes me so mad, and this is why I don't be watching it.
No.
Because I don't want to be pissed off.
Why are you blaming it on Brittany?
Because he's dumb.
Because he has a crush on Big Rob. Not Big Rob. He has a crush
Not
on
Big-
Boston Rob.
Not Big Rob.
Big Rob's from Rob and Big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He has a crush on Boston Rob. And this is where the episode started to get good. First things first, Gabby, she sometimes talks about people who don't know they're in the room.
That's hilarious.
That was the funniest thing when she's like, I think we may need to keep an eye out for Ivor. And Ivor's in the room and he's like, hello. And she's like, oh, good morning. I was like me when I screenshot and send it to the person I'm talking about.
So you're like, oh, girl, wouldn't it
snake.
be crazy how if I had sent this to somebody, it would have been crazy?
Oh
Isn't that
my
crazy?
God. That happened recently, not with me, but I was in the group chat when that happened, and I was like, wait, what? And there was no coming
I've
back
done
from
that
it. And that
before.
person was like, I'm a snake.
I would just send the snake emoji and turn my phone off.
Raven would say, no, you would say,
No,
I
I
said
would.
what I said.
And I add more to it before I take it back.
Get a bigger audience. Put me in another group. That's what Raven will do.
So true.
So this is where the episode I said this episode's going to be. Wow. Tom Sandoval.
Girl.
Let this be your lesson, and a broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day. You took that from me. I said it.
No, I literally wrote
No,
it in my
I
notes
said
the
it
night I
yesterday when
watched.
we was hanging out.
Well, I wrote these notes on Thursday when I was supposed to watch. So anyways, Tom Sandoval's like, you guys, I think it's Rob. And they were like, okay, Helen, like, who cares? Like, let's talk about actual strategy. I think it's Chriselle. And he was like, guys, no. He was like, everyone Rob has like had come against him is gone.
Can we talk about that being the most obvious thing?
Literally. He's literally saying, hi, this wallpaper is blue with sparkles.
Like, it is the most obvious thing.
Literally.
And the fact that it wasn't clicking for the group.
They're like, no, that's not it. That
I
can't be it.
can't.
And then Chriselle and Dolores were just like, ew, Tom, like, we like Bravo and we don't like you. And it's just like, okay, you have to get past your bias right now. Chriselle is she's funny, but she's a horrible game player.
Horrible. Most of these girls are.
Yeah, literally. So they go to the challenge. You would have eaten the challenge up. So they have to hold hands for 8 minutes, and they can't break hands. No. While they're holding hands, first minute, they said, you just have to hold them for 8 minutes. First minute, they put millipedes on them. Second, crickets. Third minute, maggots. Fourth, these like non-poisonous scorpions. Fifth minute, they start dumping the maggots on them. Sierra's like...
Sorry,
Yeah.
I screamed in the microphone. I'm so sorry.
I'll just turn it down. Getting in Danielle's braids, Brittany was like, I'm being assaulted in my boobs right now.
No, I would have quit.
And then
I would quit.
Oh, before they even put the millipedes on, Chriselle and Dolores went, whoop, but before anything got on. But if you got eliminated, you were up for elimination.
I would have been at home.
You would
back
been
in Nashville with a bonnet on. You ain't putting a maggot on my head. Now my hands, I probably would have stood through it.
Yeah.
My head.
When they started dumping it, and then for the...
Because what if they get in your ear and they lay eggs in here?
Well, Sam, most screen time he's ever had, he was like, one is going into my ear right now. And I was like, well, take it out with the other one, dude. Like, what is happening? The final thing... the last minute, they were like, you've got one more minute left. Y'all can do this. Boston Rob is, I will say, this is how he's soothing Sierra through it. She's like, I can't do this. He's like, where'd you grow up? What's your birthday? It was actually kind of interesting to see. And then they put boa constrictors around their necks for the last minute.
I could do that.
Because the one came up to Sierra and was going to...
But my thing is, I know that y'all ain't going to let me down on this show because it's a liability. So, like, I know that these are trained boa constrictors. And if I die... we rich.
We're getting that ROI back.
Yeah. Yes. we in this thing for real.
So Boston Rob and Sierra win.
Good for them.
And then they go to the round table, and immediately Chriselle and Dolores were like, we think it's Tom. And Tom's like, and Tom's like, guys, I think it's Rob. Mm-hmm. And they start making a case for him again. And then immediately Rob starts going for Brittany. And makes this case. It's a word salad like you've never heard. It's like the last 3 episodes. And Brittany finally is like, I've had enough. And he's like, it's actually a compliment to you.
No, it's not.
That I'm accusing you because of XYZ. And Brittany was like, yeah, that's all well and good. This is a misfire. I don't need you to compliment me. If you eliminate me tonight, it's going to be the same thing as Wes, the same thing as Derek. You're believing this person and this person. It's the fierce Brittany we had on Big Brother.
Yeah. And we've been waiting for her.
I loved it. She was awoken. And the thing is Carolyn and Danielle were really struggling with, do we vote against him? Because if he doesn't get the votes, we're
Exactly. But also you have to vote against him if you're playing your own game because then you are a traitor.
Yeah. And then we had a little bit of Carolyn being like, well, do I still go after Danielle in her confessionals? And I was like, girl, you need to sack up.
What pissed me off is Chriselle has got to go. This whole like wishy-washiness of like, I don't know who to vote for, so I'm just going to write down a name.
You got to go.
Yes.
She plays a horrible game. Also, if she was my partner in that challenge and not even 10 seconds in, she pulled away, Dolores was pissed.
Dolores, here's the thing. Dolores can hold her own, and we know that.
100%.
But she even, like, when they interviewed her, she was like, so I guess we're just up for elimination because you didn't want to do it. She said something along those lines. And then they get into the round table, and Chriselle's literally like, Tom, I just think it's you, just like, like my friend Ariana. And it's like, we get it. Like, you're friends. And then I literally wrote in my notes, Dylan is an idiot, Sierra is a dumb bitch, and Chriselle is bananas. All respectfully. Because it's a TV show we're watching.
Exactly.
Dylan, when it comes time to vote, he likes both Brittany and Boston Rob, so he votes randomly for Gabby. He's like, I didn't know who to choose.
When I tell you, I was like, what the are you doing? And Gabby was like...
She even was like, what?
My thing is, they need to cast better.
They do need to cast better.
They need to cast people who like want to play.
Sierra had like dried cement around her feet. She was like, Boston Rob is a faithful. He looked me in my eyes and told me, I'm like, it's a game.
And now you look like boo-boo the damn fool.
And when he went up to the little thing, and then, like I said, Chriselle and Dolores voted for Tom.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we knew this was a hot episode. The fact that I was like, go Tom. Because he was leading the charge, and it was like,
That's
well,
crazy.
he's about to get killed tonight.
That is the most unexpected person to lead the charge.
And so they finally go to commercial, they come back. Danielle is the straw that sends Rob home, and he gets up there and he's like, I told y'all I wanted to work with y'all. I wanted to blah, blah, blah. He goes, I am and always have been a traitor. And then Brittany, I love it when we catch a traitor.
Yeah.
And so, but then they immediately are like, okay, Danielle and Carolyn have to work together.
Right.
They don't cut to Sierra at all, but you can tell from the wide shot, she feels dumb as hell.
Because she should.
Stick to Summer House.
Poor Tom on the wide cam. He was just dancing by himself because no one was.
Yeah, he was like, and then at the
I'm
end,
not about to feel bad for Tom Sandoval, but that's sad.
it was so funny, and he was just like, and he like when they left the room, he was like, guys, I know I'm wrong a lot, but like I'm glad we could do that, and they were like, okay, Tom, and it's like, no, you actually in this one moment he ate. I hate it when a bitch I can't stand eats.
He deserves his flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, Tommy.
It was wild, and then they ended it with. They're doing this essentially this wedding ceremony. The looks were fierce, but they all had to. A traitor's going to kill them face to face.
I saw that.
So they all had to go to the front of the altar and plead their case. And this is what was hilarious about it. Everyone was like, I want more time in this game. I believe we can catch traitors. I don't want to die. And then it cuts to Dolores and she goes, if you kill me, you better make sure I'm dead because I'm coming after all of you mother. After 6 weeks of horrible gameplay.
Terrible gameplay.
She's like, it's like you're playing Russian roulette with 5 bullets. She was like, I'm in it. And you're like, okay, so I hope she stays because it would be fierce.
She's fun.
I hope they send home Chriselle. You just said something really great. Who 3 people off the top of your head next season, they would be perfect for this game.
Has Nene Leakes already done it?
Nope.
Nene Leakes, number one for sure. I would put in,
Paige.
Oh my God. How do you read my mind?
From Southern Hospitality or whatever it's called?
No, she's on Summer House.
Oh, okay.
And then I would do, let's pick a guy. I would do like a Tyler Cameron, even though he's on everyone's list right now. I would do Tyler Cameron.
With good reason.
Yeah.
I would do for a good villain, Nick Vile. I cannot stand
that's a good
him.
one.
I cannot stand him, but I think he would be good TV.
Yeah.
Separate the art from the artist. Trish Paytas.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And I need her to be a traitor.
Yeah.
And then for the sheer meme ability, and it would be iconic, Tiffany Pollard, New York, from Flavor of Love. I would watch
good
this.
TV.
I'd be like, give us the live feeds.
Yeah.
I need it all. But I don't think she would be a good traitor.
I also would pick Kayla Nicole. She was just on that game show with celebrities where they get dropped.
Oh, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Whatever.
Okay.
And she just won that.
Okay.
So I really like Kayla Nicole.
If you could pick a big star,
who would I want to see in that situation?
I saw it on TikTok today. Kelly Clarkson.
Really?
Kiki Palmer.
Kiki.
Ooh, that's a good
Dave,
one.
that is a good one.
Mine would be, Kiki Palmer's a really good one.
Yeah.
I'm looking on her wall to see if I could inspire.
Renee Rapp.
No, I want to see her now.
Respectfully.
I don't know.
Michelle Williams.
She's too sweet. She'd be funny though.
No, she'd be a great traitor if they made her a traitor.
Yeah, that actually is a good one.
She could be like, I'm not lying to you. And then cut to her confessional. I'm lying.
I would say her Kelly Rowland. I feel like she'd be a good traitor.
She would be.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so watch it this week.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's really fierce. And I'm interested to see who like the face-to-face is, but we'll see. But okay, final thoughts for all this. We have another show.
Yeah. Don't make it political. We're doing it again on March 1st.
March 1st, same time, same place.
Yes, so grab your tickets, come out and meet us in person and see a good show.
Yes, and then final thing, it's going to be fun. We are traveling together for the first time ever this weekend. So,
if we don't make it back.
No, I don't like that.
No, if one of us doesn't make it back.
I still don't like that. I still don't like
because
that.
We killed each other.
We're
not dying. Blake!
I know. Take power. Don't let it anxiety
You're
get you.
so annoying.
Just listen. we're going to go. We might even take a camera. But this should be fun because me and Raven, as long as we've been friends, have never traveled together.
I'm excited.
But we do get to spend Valentine's Day together.
Okay.
Yeah. So with all that being said, Valentine's Day, hold this mic.
Yeah, we're so late for our dinner. Oh.
I did not forget about my black queen with this black heart in a good way. Ready?
Oh.
I got this for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Show the people. What's it say?
It says, Happy V-Day to my pod bae.
That's it right there. And I did it on foam board because guess what's coming tomorrow? I got darts on Amazon. This is a dartboard. Isn't that fun?
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Rewind the Podcast.
Gabe, don't worry. I got you a glossy 8x10 as well, and I even signed it.
Oh, cute. Thank you. Happy Valentine's.
Did you get me anything? Son of a bitch. Thank you for listening to this episode of Rewind the Podcast. If you want to listen to other episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you like to listen to. We're not here to tell you what you like because you're a grown adult. Hey, but guess what? If you want to watch the podcast and see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on the YouTubes. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and sign up for alerts because we are going to be releasing some stuff later on in this year. That's why we're going to Tampa. Other than that, Raven.
Thank you so much for listening. Like Blake said, you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And when you do, leave us 5 stars and a review. You can find me on all social media platforms at I am Raven Dawson.
And I am chronically online. You can find me on that dartboard or anywhere there's a social media site at Blake Rackley. And with all that being said, we'll see you
next week.
Happy V-Day.
Happy Valentine's. Love you, babe. I need you.